This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social. I'm delighted to be joined by the source, Watkins-Okolie. We're here at the Luke Watkins Watkins-Okolie weigh-in. How are you today, Lawrence?
I'm good. Just chilling before a fight.
So you enter this fight as the challenger. You're going up for Luke Watkins' Commonwealth title. What do you make of Luke as a fighter?
He's a good fighter. As I said, he seems like he's physically strong. I don't know until I get in there with him. Good power. Just basically good fundamentals at everything. Do you know what I mean?
How much have you watched of him? Because I know that he said to me that he's been looking for this fight for a long time and has followed your career. Is that something similar on your end? You're looking like maybe not?
Not really, but see you later. Not really. Obviously, since the fight was talked about and announced, I watched one of his fights. Now the fight's been made. Me and my team have watched all the fights he has available to see what tendencies he has fight after fight after fight. Because as much as you can work on certain stuff, in 7 weeks, the same way stuff I do, I'm not made to change. The stuff he does, he's not made to change for 12 rounds.
What are those things? I mean, what flaws have you, without over-divulging your game plan, obviously, what things have you seen in Luke Watkins that you feel like you may be able to exploit that may match up well with your style?
I feel like him and Paddy are quite smart, which is one flaw, because they're going to look at certain stuff that I do and try and counteract it, and then I've got a counteraction for that. So in terms of him as a fight star, I think he has a lot of belief in his power, and that's one of his biggest strengths and biggest weaknesses.
Now, the last time I caught up with you was in the immediate aftermath of the Isaac Chamberlain fight at the O2. I think then you sort of admitted to it perhaps not being your best performance, even though you did get the win. Yeah. Now you're into this fight, there's not the mega build-up that there was for the Isaac Chamberlain fight. Do you think that will benefit you? Do you think you'll put in a better performance?
I think that me and Luke Watkins' styles are going to gel a lot better than mine and Isaac's. The build-up, and that's just the build-up. At the end of the day, that is what it is. The fight's the fight. But what I do like is that it takes me back to the amateur days where you're boxing someone good, but you don't know them. There's no social media, hype, back and forth. It's just boxing. So that's what I'm going to bring to this fight. There's obviously the undertone of I kind of feel it's like disrespectful, the way that not just Luke but a lot of other boxers who haven't been given or blessed with the profile that I've got given feel as if it's a hindrance or weakness that I've got it, even though I've had to work to get to Olympics, take risks to beat Isaac, and now I'm in another high risk fight. So I'm going to show them why that's the case.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's jealousy? Do you think there's something potentially about you? I mean, why is that? Why do you seem to have this target on your back?
I think obviously profile-wise, a lot of cruiserweights probably watch me and think, I could beat him, but why has he got all this? So it's a bit of jealousy, a bit of competition. Some people might not like me, couldn't care less about the personal side. But in terms of boxing, I think they feel like this is a big opportunity, and even if they get knocked out, it's okay, they can come again.
What are your ambitions from here? Because, this will be, how many professional fights will this be for you now?
9.
So 9 pro fights, you've already got a WBA title, a version of a WBA title. This would add the Commonwealth title to your ledger in such a short space of time. By your own admission, you didn't have a very long amateur career, even though it was quite successful. Where from here? Where would you be looking to go from here? Not obviously looking past Luke Watkins.
Short term. Obviously long-term goals, world titles, etc., etc. But in terms of short term, let's say within the year, I would like to clear up domestically, so that's either defend the Commonwealth title once or twice, and then box for the Commonwealth and British unification, or jump straight into the Commonwealth and British unification. Depend on how this fight goes, really. If the fight is I box well, don't get caught too much, get a knockout, then maybe I'll try to push ahead. If there's more stuff I need to work on, I'll continue to work in the gym and take risky fights, but not over the top risk.
You mentioned working in the gym. I was down at Peacock's a couple of weeks ago, which is now your base, right?
Yeah, that's where I'm training at the moment.
How's it been moving there? Has that been any sort of distraction for you at all, having to change camp?
Yeah, no, definitely it's been a distraction, but not a hindrance. So in some ways it works better, in some ways it works not as great. So, for example, it's closer to my strength and conditioning, so it makes it an easier commute. It allows me to double up on my sessions a lot easier. The other stuff is obviously you have it's a new environment that you have to get used to. Where's the water fountain? Where's this? Where's that? So it's been alright. I've managed to get myself into a great shape, so I'm all good.
You mentioned your profile. I mean, I'm sure a big part of help for your profile has been with AJ Boxing under Anthony Joshua's management. How beneficial has that been for you, just sort of to give you that, not leg up, because as you say, you've obviously worked for things in the past, but like to give you the sort of the push in your professional career? How important has AJ Boxing and Anthony Joshua been behind you?
Oh, it's been vital, as you can see. You know what I mean? I've got probably one of the biggest profiles in the division in the country. So obviously it's been vital, as well as the fact I have a good knockout punch on my right hand. All that stuff helps. You know what I mean?
Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. I'm sure you've been asked about it so many times. I hate to do it to you, but I'm going to ask you as well. What do you make of the whole public negotiations with the fight? Will it happen? Won't it happen? What's your assessment of the whole situation?
Obviously, I believe the fight will definitely happen. Will it be next? I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm not disclose that kind of information, but I think public negotiations is all part of the game. Obviously, that's not how final decisions are made, but it was a good move because it created a lot of attention and excitement. So, yeah, I'm alright with it.
You've had some things to say about Deontay Wilder in the past. Deontay Wilder, I think last week, was talking about moving down to cruiserweight. Yeah. That potential fight you'd be interested in if that were to happen?
First and foremost, I think he's just attention seeking as usual. So, I mean, first and foremost, he said he wants to unify the heavyweight division. I'm slightly biased, but I don't think he would manage to do that. And him coming down to cruiserweight after getting knocked out potentially by Anthony Joshua would be difficult anyway.
What's more likely, him coming down to cruiserweight or you going up to heavyweight?
Definitely me going up to heavyweight, because all it takes is a couple of cakes. You know what I mean?
Bit of extra sauce. Okay, well, it's always a pleasure catching up with you, Watkins-Okolie. Any final thoughts for your fans who'll be tuning in to watch you attempt to take the Commonwealth title from Luke Watkins tomorrow night?
Just enjoy. I'm going to do my best to bring a different side of the game that I haven't shown yet as a professional. And if that doesn't work, then you're going to see bombs away. So, yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, Watkins-Okolie, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you.